Hey guys, welcome back to another TyKo fam adventure. So today we're here in Iloilo. We took an early morning flight. This is actually where Jerry's from. He was born and raised in Iloilo, and we're gonna go to his hometown, Dumangas. Right before we go there, we're actually gonna stop by the city area of Iloilo. We're actually gonna be meeting a few new friends that we met through YouTube. They're also family vloggers, and they're from the Bay Area, California. They also moved to the Philippines in Iloilo. They're actually going to show us the place that they just built, which looks like an American style home right in the middle of a subdivision in Iloilo. So stay tuned for that. Hi! I know. Hi, Litet. Hi, how are you?
Dry there. VIP Thai. Marion and Kona. What? What up? Yo, what's up? We're here at Westwood, Iloilo. We're gonna go meet up our homie from the Bay. This cuzzo from the East Coast. We're gonna meet up with a homie from We're gonna meet up with the homie from the West Coast. We just arrived actually in at the airport like 5 o'clock. It's been an hour already, and we just arrived here. So it's interesting because this is one of our first time coming here, and I didn't even know about this place. Fancy, I like. What up, Mark? Hi, Ate. Thank you. This is my cousin from the East Coast. They just arrived also. There's Mark and there's Joanne. Where's Preston?
At home. We're sleeping, man.
At school? No school?
Yeah, come on, man. We skipped school today. Like our house, like 2 houses ago, in the States.
There's a cow over there.
Yeah,
I know.
We got cows here that's running around.
Hello. I've seen you guys on the vlog.
I like it, Mark.
Come in, just keep on, yeah, excuse the mess. Cute red door. Wow. Oh my god, it really looks like a US house.
Our house.
Dude.
Okay, like that, then.
That's crazy.
Kalua, it's okay.
Wow, it's really nice. That's crazy.
I love it.
Yeah. The space is like just like a house in the US.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so cool.
A little bit of
Yeah.
the U.S.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a touch of home.
A touch of home. A lot of the stuff are from old house.
Wow.
Like, you know.
The KitchenAid.
The kitchen. We had to bring our.
We have to put on one tent.
So how long did it take from like to build everything?
10
months.
10 months?
Wow, that's pretty nice. A lot of like everything in this kitchen is from the States.
Don't
Oh wow.
Yeah.
filtered
Like,
water.
we brought all
drinking
our
water
collections, our
So nobody
Nice.
what's that, Last Supper.
Yeah. So how long has it been since you guys moved in?
We moved in and
just running around. It's like you gotta hide it.
Wow, that was just like recently.
Yes, so we still have a lot of stuff. All about the girls.
So cute. Wow, it's really neat to see an American style home in the middle of the province. The way Mark and Joanne welcomed us into their home, it gave us a sense of nostalgia of being back in California. It's like hanging out with old friends from the Bay Area. And it was reassuring to see what possibilities they could achieve in an area like this. A newly developed community with lots of room to grow. What's also great is that they still have close access to all the newest township developments like MegaWorld's Festive Walk Mall. Driving through this area, it totally reminds us of how much has changed over the years of our visits to Iloilo City. It is so modern now, and it's beautiful. With all the new condos and call centers now, I swear it's becoming more like a mini BGC or Eastwood City. Or if you're from the Bay Area in California, it would probably be comparable to something like Santana Row. Iloilo City is definitely another ideal area to consider for expats and foreigners. Hey guys, we're here at 8 Villa Beach House, and apparently it's like a little restaurant along the beach, so we get nice little outdoor seating. Let's go check it out. Iloilo has many local seafood restaurants along the seaside, just like 8 Villa Beach House. But this one in particular seems to be a local favorite, and I could see why. It's the perfect place not only to eat, but also has plenty of space to relax and chill, either solo or with family and friends right by the beach. So nice and breezy up here. It feels so nice. It's so cool. It's like a tree house up here. You just hella chill. Love it. As we dive into the delightful seafood offerings and immerse ourselves in the coastal charm of Iloilo, we sit down with fam from the Bay and learn all about their journey of moving from the US to Iloilo.
What year did you guys leave Philippines for you? Or you guys left together? You guys were together?
No, when I graduated high school.
High school, yeah. Oh no.
Right? Yeah, graduated high school back in the 90s.
And then yourself?
Oh, when I was 5.
What?
I left Philippines.
So they, she left.
My
the
whole
day
family,
left
we migrated.
Philippines. They're 5, and then they came back.
We came back. My parents brought me and my brothers back for high school here.
Oh, so you came back for a
When I was
couple
12.
of years, and then you went back to the States.
Again.
Yeah.
when
And that's where you guys fell in love.
No, we
Oh.
were neighbors here when they came back.
So we,
We're neighbors when
our family know each other.
Yeah, our families know each other. So
Our families knew each other before us. Okay,
Yeah.
and I needed an escort for when I became a queen here in Mandurriang. So we've known each other since I was 12.
yeah.
That's definitely like childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we met again. We got together, and then and then we met again in California. And
She's from
we-
SoCal. Yeah. So when our port of entry was Southern California, we stayed with my aunt for like a month or something like that, and then we moved out to Northern California.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the reason why you guys made this decision to move to Philippines?
Well, for me, at first when we kept on going back here.
Came here like every year.
Every year
before
we
the kids came.
vacation, and then you're like, oh, it's nice, blah blah blah, it's cool, all that. And then when we came back in the States, I was like, why are all our family here every year? Like, they bring their whole family to the States, and then they would go like travel and all of a sudden I'm like, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
Handsome na lang, ganun ka na.
Dari ano ba? May palusot na yun.
So he just got this right now from the
Yeah.
ocean? Oh my god.
From the Iloilo Strait right to your plate.
Good one.
Straight to plate.
Wow. Galing. Wow, look at that.
Yan, I'm gonna.
Wow.
Thank you, Yana.
Woo, fresh crab. That's how fresh you can get.
Okay, where were we?
Oh, why you move? Why?
Oh
why
yeah,
you
What was the
decided-
reason?
so we noticed that our families from here, they are always on vacation like every single year. Either they go to Spain, they go to
They really travel.
the States. They really travel. They really travel, and like, oh, you know this because when we're over there, we could barely get a day off.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? I'm like,
Or
what?
even to get a vacation that fits in for both of us. you
Yeah.
know?
So like, somebody has to be off or somebody has to take some time off and all that. And you can't even get that long of a time off.
Yes.
So Danielle is in high school and senior, and then we gave her the option of like, hey, you could be here and be in the States, have a student loan, all that stuff they had to pay for.
Yeah.
or you could be on a full ride in the Philippines. Same education, probably a little bit better education.
Actually, at first too, when she was sold into this, she was like, "Why didn't you just put me here for high school in the Philippines?" Because before we had kids, we actually were planning to bring them home here anyways for high school.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. Of course, they have friends, and we didn't want to take that away from them. College is a whole different scene because they all go wherever. So, I mean, she wanted to go to SF, San Jose.
Oh,
But it was,
I went to school there.
but it was one of those where, do you want to be in debt?
Yeah. You weigh it in. We hear the horror stories. Like we know doctors that's still paying their student loans. Like her teacher,
Still paying her
still
student loan,
paying student loan, and it's been crazy over there. So good thing she decided to do it. Preston is just like, when are we going?
He's ready.
He's ready, yeah.
I just want to wear my my tank top and canelas.
It's one of those where if it were how Iloilo was back in the 80s, I don't think I'd send them here because they wouldn't fit in, with the culture. I mean, they're a little more techy now, and they need their internet,
Yeah, back then the internet wasn't like.
I know.
No, we had to do telegrama.
Yeah.
Back when you guys came home, probably moved over here, it's probably not that great.
Yeah.
We were still on 3G.
Yeah, the data was still slow.
Yeah.
But it improved within the next 2 years or so.
Yeah, exactly. So now, you got Starlink, you got all these options now for internet. It's basically you never really move because you still connect with your family in the States and stuff like that. Like they're just next door.
Yeah.
And if we need our Western things, we still have them here. Now we have Amazon, but it was just really one of those where we really didn't want her to be in debt.
It was scary, to decide, and at first you decide let's go move, and then as it gets closer, I'm like,
Am I
we're
making the right
we're
decision?
really do this, and then you like you said, it was a mindset. It's really a mindset because we're so scared about moving here, not knowing what's gonna happen, how we're gonna make a living out here and all that stuff. But then you think about wait, we could always go back to the States whenever we want.
And then it's just being able to enjoy the kids as they grow. I mean, I know I've enjoyed them because I basically, Mark and I pretty much sacrificed where I stayed home most of the time. I worked part-time and he hustled, did the full-time. So, and then after, I just couldn't stand seeing him commuting really early in the morning, going to work, and come home, and then he's still working or stressing, and I'm like, what? And then I'm sorry, I have to say yes, he still has to come home and cook dinner sometimes.
It's so funny because I was working over there, and before I clock out, I'm like, oh, what are you gonna cook for tonight for dinner? And I'm like, I have to go back to the groceries.
Commute an hour, and you're telling me that. I'm sorry, but you do have to cook. Because the kids, if they're picky, they want their dad's cooking. So if I cook them adobo my way, they are not gonna see. There you go.
She's not gonna lie.
Don't worry, we'll edit it out. We're gonna edit that.
No, it's okay. See, he says if he's hungry, he'll eat it.
Wow.
Because daddy's adobo is.
So what year did you guys come and move to Philippines?
November. We arrived in Manila November 28, 2021.
2021, so 2 years?
Oh, wait.
Thanksgiving.
No, we left Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we left
arrived in Manila.
Thanksgiving.
Almost 2 years.
You guys did a lot within the 2 years.
Yeah.
But you already have the property, or you just bought it?
No, we just bought that. The one with the house, we just bought that property. So what we did is we actually planned it. Ahead of what we're gonna do.
Okay.
So we were debating between, are we gonna what do you call this? We're gonna sell the house or are we gonna rent the house? But then again, we're like, if you rent the house, in California, trash your house. What are you gonna do? You're here. You can't do anything. Or if there's any problem with the house, then you're gonna have issues. You can't just rely on your family that's over there and have them take care of it. So it's like, let's start with a clean slate, sell the house, and then let's plan and budget accordingly. So we budgeted for for 2 years without income. So like if we go home and we don't have income for 2 years, how are we gonna slice this and do that? So the way we did it is first you have to secure a house here, because like in the Philippines, that's what we noticed. In the Philippines, it's if you have a house that's paid for,
You're good.
you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Like you could commute, you could food, like your neighbor will share food. I mean, like,
Carinderia is so cheap.
They're so cheap, you know. It's like a matter of that. And then after that, then we build like a business and stuff like that, or a property that that can sustain your monthly expenses and stuff like that. So that's basically the plans. Like secure your house where you're gonna live, and then build around the expenses that you're gonna do.
We've learned to adjust.
Yeah.
So we have our Western ways, but we also learn to adjust to how things would work here. We have to, because if you don't, you're not gonna survive. That's why we always tell.
It evolving.
Yes.
Over time.
Yes. Over time.
Like for a lot of people that's asking us, like in the comments and stuff, like, oh, that's not true. Like the you spend more time, it's more expensive there, blah blah blah. You end up losing all your money. I'm like, that's because you're like still living like you're back in the States.
Exactly.
I mean, you could still live the way you want to live, but just do it properly. You know, just do it like spend it wisely.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to
Be
go.
smart with it.
Yeah, just be smart. I mean, because when we were building the house, we didn't like to cook anymore because it was so hectic.
Yeah.
We would eat out breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But see, back in the States, $100 is only lunch.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, ours, we were spending $100 and it would go like 2 days.
Yeah.
And that's not
Exactly.
only the four
With
of us.
8 people
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
a time.
So something like that, you could still do that.
Yeah.
I mean, till this day, we do that.
When we built the house, we were like, actually, because we really wanted like how we live in the States, and I told the architect like, hey, we don't want dirty kitchen. Like we actually use our kitchen.
Yeah.
Like it's not for show.
Yeah.
So and then they're like, well, in the construction guideline, you need to have a dirty kitchen, like a service area. I'm like, all right, whatever, build something over there.
Yeah.
Just cheap. So we put the leftover tiles and have them make the whatever leftover materials we have and have them make it. And like I guarantee you, we're probably not gonna cook out there unless we're frying something.
Yeah.
But it's most likely we're gonna be barbecuing. And we actually fried inside the house.
Yeah.
That's why we have that range hood that sucks everything.
Yeah.
And it was hella funny that like I go to my friend's house and stuff like that. Like their kitchen's like spotless, and they cook outside.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I know.
yeah, I can't. I just like I can't do that. Like it has to be
Functional.
efficient and functional.
A lot of our family thought that, Philippines is still back in the medieval time.
Yeah.
That there's no
Yeah.
big washer and dryer
Yeah.
there, or there's no big
I know.
refrigerators
They
there.
think that washers here you still
It's a
like
manual put water.
manually.
We're like, no,
like,
they still have that if you want that.
Yeah.
But they also have those big whirlpools here
Yeah.
too.
Like they,
So funny.
So
Yeah.
it's sad because they listen to the people that haven't even been here.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And if you continue to listen to them, then you're never gonna come here. We have family and friends that are like, oh, it's dangerous. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's really dangerous. Don't leave your belongings in your car because it'll get broken into.
Like in San Francisco.
Shoot.
Yep.
Front of your driveway.
Oh yeah, that happened to us too.
Yeah. But over here, like we feel safe. Over here. I mean, like everywhere you go.
Old couple here that lived
Caucasian.
came from Las Vegas.
They're from Las Vegas.
12 years already
Here.
Wow.
in Tikbawan.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like,
And
retired.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Caucasian.
Caucasian.
Wow.
We were all like,
I came up to
years?
him
I'm like,
because we were looking at stuff. I said, oh, and I said hi, and I said, so how long have you been here? Glad to see that you're enjoying Iloilo. He says, I've been here for 12 years.
He's I've been here longer than you. I know. I'm like,
"Dito talaga."
dang. I said, more power to you. You just got back last year. Yeah, he's like, oh, I like it here. I like it here. And I said, him and his wife love it here in Tikbawan. Yeah, he says, oh yeah, we used to live in Las Vegas, and then, you know, we figure, hey, there's always going to be a bad area somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
So why not? They're 12 years and loving it. He says we just have to adjust on how people drive.
Yeah.
Well, what are your what was the word? Culture shock.
Yeah.
Coming. Well, actually, no, you don't really have much because
you
Oh, okay. Let's
Yeah.
ask.
This is Danielle's
I did
question.
Culture.
Any culture shock?
Something
when
that-
you came back to live here?
I don't know. I think I adapted pretty nicely. But I
yard-
mean, I think all the slang words and the abbreviations was
Yeah.
just a lot.
that kind of
Yeah.
threw me off
Yeah.
sometimes.
A
We're
lot
like-
of abbreviations.
Yeah.
Our architect's
You're
like,
like,
oh
what does
yeah,
that
we're just
mean?
gonna add a GC,
Yeah.
and she's like, gift certificate.
And the architect was like, yeah, ma'am, you could give me gift certificates. And I'm like, no, really, what is it?
Yeah, group chat.
Oh.
Tell them about your yardstick.
Oh, this is a good one.
When in NS2P, it's a required class by the government.
Yeah.
So we had a project to like get Blueternate flowers, and then we have to plant it.
Uh-huh.
And they said get a Blueternate plant and then bring a yardstick. So I bought a yardstick.
Like an actual
Yeah.
ruler.
Actual ruler.
Okay.
Everyone came with sticks that are just a yard.
That's a yard.
So my flower there at CPU,
Yeah.
the yardstick.
Tell them about the door opening when people open the door.
Oh yeah, at the condo.
You know, you're not
Oh,
used to it.
Yeah, I don't know, but I like to open my own doors.
Yeah.
But in Jap or like anywhere, like stores and stuff, they'll open the door
Oh,
for
security.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Security.
Even at the
Or-
condo.
With shotguns.
Yeah.
So she runs.
Yeah, we raced the security at the condo to open the door.
How funny.
And they would run too. And I'm like,
No, run with it. No, mom. No, mom. And she's like, no, I'm gonna do it myself. You're fine.
Even the shopping too at SM, I get nervous when the people are following.
yeah, like, I'm
yeah.
not stealing anything.
Yeah.
I swear.
But they really want to help you.
Yeah.
They
I'm like,
yeah.
no, I could carry it myself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, do you need anything? Like, no, I'm
Yeah.
just looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is like going to school here? Like, did you adjust to like how is it different than like U.S. schools?
And
Or
there's
is it
not much difference really, but I enjoy this one here because the teachers, like, I can tell they care about their
Yeah.
work.
They seem more like nurturing and like.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they speak English, though, right?
Yeah, it's enforced to all the students to speak English in our school.
So then you can like get by.
I think college is different.
It's different.
Yeah. The teachers have more liberty on what they can do.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
yeah, most of the time it's like if it's on the PowerPoint or in the book, it's English. But if they're explaining, then it's in Ilonggo.
Okay. But you can get by a little.
Yeah, I could get by a little. I
That's
have
good.
my friends who help translate for me,
Okay.
but yeah, I could understand a little bit now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So, how do you guys like living here?
Hot,
Hot?
humid. Everywhere this feels like a sauna.
Really? So is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Depends on how you're feeling.
Good thing for skin.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a bad thing because it makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I know.
But I think I like it. I think
Yeah.
it's a change
Yeah.
from what we're used to, like always going. Now we're more, I think, more relaxed.
Yeah. And then you get to spend more time with the
Oh
fam.
yeah. Now that I'm graduated, I get
Yeah.
to spend more time with my family.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And you guys get to explore more too.
Mhm.
We're traveling.
We try to do like almost every Sunday or like the weekend. We try to like go out and try new places around here.
Yeah.
So that's like a plus side because we get to like explore the
Yeah.
island together.
That's so much fun.
Yeah.
Any regrets of moving to the Philippines or anything that you miss or
Regrets?
Regrets?
We didn't leave the kids in the States.
We're supposed to be on vacation now. Just kidding.
No regrets.
No,
no
regrets.
regrets? Yeah. I mean, you.
I mean,
pretty much-
because like if you think about it, one of the reasons why we went to the Philippines is to make sure that we take that opportunity.
Yeah.
If you didn't take that opportunity, you'll be regretting over there back in the States. Like,
Exactly.
what if we did
Yeah.
go back here? I mean, whether you're successful here or maybe it wasn't as successful as you thought.
Yeah.
It's not like you didn't try.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so like it's good that you found out about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if you you become successful and you like the place and you enjoyed it, and then what like you avoid the what ifs.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
At least like you got to like check that check off.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest thing in life is you always want to do something,
Right.
but then you don't have
Yeah.
because of course living in the States, you get comfortable. And it's like your comfort zone.
That's true.
So you really gotta find that thing that will like let you know, like
Kinda
hey,
like
you gotta
push
really
you to
push
try.
you to try it. This was a 5-year plan or more, I should
Probably
say.
more.
And every day we were like, okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. No, we're gonna do it. And then we never did it.
Yeah.
And so one day we were like, okay, we're gonna regret it if we don't do it. You know, we're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
Our children aren't getting any younger. You know, making the most with them is the best thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
you guys know that, right?
Yeah.
So we chose that. I mean, not knowing what our success would be here or what the outcome will be, but
Right.
just living the moment, I think, is
Yeah.
what we need to do. You know, stay away from the busyness of life for now.
We always forget that we could always go back to the States.
Yeah.
Like,
Like people always think it's permanent. Like you know.
that's why everybody would ask like, "Oh, are you guys here for good?" I'm like, "It's our home base."
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what's the difference?
I guess people
Answer
can't grasp
that.
it because they think, because you know, maybe for them they can't
Just
take
leave
that,
up and
yeah,
leave and
they
all
can't
that
just
stuff.
leave. So
So like,
it's
yeah,
hard for them to understand.
yeah, like Jerry was saying earlier, it's like it's all about the mindset, like the mindset of having to get out of the rat race in the States and stuff like that, because you get sucked into like a lot of good stuff. That's why, like, if you could, like, for example, like, oh, my neighbor has a new car, I'm gonna go get a new car,
And then it ties you down.
Yeah, it ties you down.
You can't
Exactly.
resist.
So, like people that gets a race also raise their lifestyle.
Yep.
So like now they start buying cars, they buy houses and stuff like that. Now they can't go anywhere.
Yeah. They have to keep up with that lifestyle. to maintain
Exactly.
it.
They have to keep up with the Joneses and stuff
Yep.
like that. So it was for us, like it was hard. Like it took how many years to break from that.
Yeah.
Because every time we kind of like, oh, you know, it must be nice to be in the Philippines and not worry about all this stuff, and then in the back of our head, like, damn,
Yeah.
you know, but I want this, I want
Yeah,
this, I
we're
could just
gonna
buy
miss
this.
this.
Of
We're gonna miss
course.
this, but you know, like, but once you just really had to take that leap.
Yeah.
If we didn't take the leap, just an example is we took the leap during pandemic.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And everybody's like, you guys are crazy. I'm like, but the way we think about it, it's like, it's a pandemic. Nobody's traveling.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how easy it is to move out there during a pandemic?
Yeah.
So while everybody else is taking Philippine Airlines direct flight
Yeah.
with all the line and all that, we took the one with the stopovers,
Yeah.
going to Japan and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
And there was no line. So we're like, so it's just like it's a different mindset. Like you
Yeah.
just have to like kind of think about it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like a lot of our subscribers and viewers and all that stuff, they're asking, you know, like we're scared, and you know, and most of the time it's about healthcare and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
expensive
healthcare.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of facility, we have the facility
Yeah.
here. That's not even a worry. It's expensive. Probably
to
if you
others,
if
but-
you compare it to what we've been doing in the States, it's really like what a fraction of the cost. If you really think about it, with the cost of healthcare every month that you're taking from your paycheck,
Yeah.
your copay, and your out of pocket, and then it depends on what health insurance you have. Over here, it's like pay as you go.
Yeah.
You know, so if you save all your monthly healthcare that you did,
Yeah.
even just half of your monthly healthcare that you do in the States, and do it here
Yeah.
in the Philippines, you're good. But I understand like rural areas, and it's the same in the States. Like, yeah, they don't have all the facilities. Like if you're in a province, you have to go to the city if you want like top notch, up to
Yeah.
par kind of facility. It's the same thing in the States. So you have
Yeah.
to drive,
That's true.
so many hours to go to like a good hospital and stuff
Or
like
they
that.
gotta refer you.
Yeah, and then they have to refer you and all that stuff. But over here, it's not really a problem because there's so many
Yeah.
options
Yeah.
that people don't know about. like PhilHealth and stuff like that. Especially if you're a dual citizen or a Filipino citizen, you have so many options compared to what we have back in the States.
We don't have to wait 2 weeks for an appointment.
We don't have the 2 weeks. Okay, just sometimes you could just show up.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
just walk in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Just gotta wait a little bit, but it's okay. You can walk in. But
I mean, you have to adjust with the process over here. I know a lot of people that turns them off, like, oh, I have to wait, and all this. Like,
but then you learn.
You
learn.
learn.
How it goes,
Yeah, exactly.
And you learn how to deal with it.
We've learned a lot. We've learned to, manage and like learn pretty much how they do things.
And the cool thing over here is like labor is cheap. Like car fixes is cheap over here. You know, I mean, we've proven that like time and time. We couldn't do a lot of our maintenance in the car over here in the States, like compared to the States, because it's so expensive. So imagine like $75 per hour that they charge you. I'm like, over here it's like $75 for the whole job with the parts. You know,
crazy, like going to the oil changers.
Yeah, the oil changers and stuff like that. I mean, you could have somebody do that for you. It's pretty simple. So that's why we didn't really we didn't regret anything why we moved out here. Yes, we're missing out on some of the good stuff. Like
we miss our family.
Maybe we, you know, we don't have In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A or anything like that. But
so my first few months here, I'm gonna be honest, I did have I was homesick.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm always homesick.
She's always homesick. But I was homesick, so because we had SNR.
The Costco.
I was at SNR a lot.
And you felt like you're in the States, right?
Yeah. That's how I managed my homesick.
Well, especially for us that's from the Bay. When we saw Kinder's barbecue sauce in SNR, I'm like, how the hell did they get this? They can't even get this in the East Coast. I'm like, man, you gotta get this. Like, San Francisco doesn't even have Kinder's. It's only in the East Bay. So we're like, man, that's crazy.
You can find like crazy stuff. They have this here.
Exactly. We were looking for refried beans.
Yeah.
And then we went to the marketplace, like, you know, there's like a lot of foreigners that come here and they seem to cater to foreigners. And then we found like Taco Bell refried beans.
At marketplace.
And I'm like,
so that kind of like, okay, kind of eased it. Eased the homesickness.
That it's possible. Like, you know, I mean, as long as you're not craving for like, oh, I need to have the new Jordans every time they drop, or like, oh, I need to have a new car. Or,
but then if that's the mindset that they're gonna continue to have moving here, then this is not the place for them to be.
That's true.
You know,
because once you're already having a different mindset of moving here, you know, you're not thinking about those type of like, things as your priority.
You're just basically you're setting aside those are all materials.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, you're coming home for you know, like a better life, like a you know, like
better quality of life.
Better quality. If you're into better quality of life, then you move out here. You know, if you're into like material things, don't move out here. Like unfortunately, some of the stuff that we've been seeing is like a lot of balikbayans or foreigners that comes over here. They come here with a Western mindset. Where like, oh, you know, back in the States we do this and blah blah, or we can get it here, you know, blah blah blah, and it's like,
I know.
I'm like,
that's
that's why this is not called the United States. This is why it's called the Philippines. But the piece of advice that we usually give a lot of people that's asking us is like, live like the locals. You know, have a different mindset. You know, yes, you're not gonna get a lot of the stuff here. But those are like majority of the time material things. Like, if you really want it, you can get it. It's
Amazon ships for free.
You just pay for it. You know, we could get Starlink internet service here, and it's cheaper than the one in the States.
Crazy.
You know, slowly but sure. Like especially here in Iloilo, Iloilo in itself is a progressive city. It's getting cleaner. Like a lot of conventions, like in Asia, they held it here in Iloilo. So because they have the resorts, they have the food, they have all the stuff that they can show around within an hour. Or like Guimaras, we could go to Guimaras, we could go to Sicogon, Isla de Gigantes. A lot of the day trip stuff. There's in Antique, there's a lot of areas. There's an island in Antique that we haven't even explored yet. But there's so much stuff here in Iloilo you could go, and a lot of foreigners are retiring here because, you know, call center is here, so everybody knows how to speak English.
And it's a
stuff
slower
like
pace here than Manila.
Yeah, slower pace, a little bit less traffic
traffic.
compared to Cebu and Manila. You have like fresh air that you could, you know, just come here like in 5-10 minutes and then you'll be in the beach. You can have binka, you have, you know.
What's your advice, Manang?
Yeah, you're the one who
You're from the young one.
From the young generation, any advice?
going to school and all that stuff here.
Just be open-minded.
Yes.
Yeah, be open-minded. You know, don't be so like scared. Just do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Make friends. Make a lot of friends.
Talk to people.
Network.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Be nice.
And you've had like positive experiences meeting new friends, right?
Yeah. Good experience. Yeah. Just be nice to them. Don't like act like just because you're a foreigner you're gonna seem suplada or something. But no, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't try to like be so showy. Just be yourself.
Don't try to be intimidating. What do you call that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get frustrated like after 5 minutes
Don't
being
be
in
a Karen.
line. Don't worry, we won't put this.
That's funny.
Be patient.
Be patient.
Like it's over here. It's who you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's not how much money you have here. or,
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why I make a lot of friends.
You make a lot of friends, and you never know.
All right.
Thank you guys.
You guys
Thank
heard
very
it
much.
from Fam from the Bay.
Please check them out. Subscribe, follow, share.
Share, and
Thank
then
you
we'll
so
share our
much.
food too.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing all your
Thank you, TyKo
tips
fam.
and advice.
Nice
I'm so
to
glad
meet
meeting you
you
guys
all.
finally.
It's cold out here. It's like 75 degrees.
Come and visit.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you for watching the TyKo fam and Fam from the Bay. Follow us.
Yeah, subscribe.
It's our first day. We're gonna have more adventures for you guys.